Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
3 points out with 9 games to play. Chatham faces another crucial East Division test at Veterans Field. It's the A's and the first place Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, at the wrong time, things went poorly, to say the least, last night for Chatham in Harwich.
Certainly did. Up to that point, it felt like that was the most high-leverage game of the season, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off. And it came with a 1-0 lead at the end of the top of the first, and then everything fell apart. 12-1 loss, the first run rule loss for Chatham this year, and first run rule game for the A's in general.
Meanwhile, Yarmouth-Dennis defeated Brewster 9-3 yesterday to keep pace at the top of the East Division. They're tied first with Harwich at 35 points. Again, Chatham is just 3 points out with only 9 games left to play. It is the final meeting between the A's and Red Sox at Veterans Field this season, and the fourth of 5 meetings between the two sides. We'll preview the matchup with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show, talk to him about the starting pitcher for Chatham tonight, who has been excellent over the last couple of appearances. Plus, Hudson has a special guest on Catch of the Day. Don't go anywhere. It's the Anglers Extra pregame show straight ahead.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, getting ready for Game 32 of the Cape League season. Chatham hosting Yarmouth-Dennis for the final time in 2025. And it's time for the Manager's Show. I'm Jake Klein, alongside the Chatham skipper, Dennis Cook. Dennis, you fall 12-1 in a run rule loss to Harwich last night. What'd you take away?
It wasn't very good baseball. We didn't pitch very well. We didn't hit very well. We caught the ball, but just didn't play good baseball yesterday.
What did you say to the team after the loss?
Just lock it in for the last 9 games and good at bats. Let's pitch. Let's catch the ball. Let's hit, and then we'll live with whatever the results are.
Coaches talk a lot about flushing a result, whether it's a win or a loss. How, as a player, did you do that?
Just a short memory. I mean, once you left the ballpark, it's over. You can't do anything about it, whether good or bad, and show up the next day and try to be better.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis. Dennis, you turn to Duke Stone today. He makes his 3rd start in a row. The last 2 have been pretty good, 11 scoreless innings. How would you sum up Duke's summer so far?
I think Duke has had an outstanding summer. He's definitely bettered himself. He's gotten a lot better. I think his confidence is super high right now. He's learned how to pitch off of his fastball. He's just done a great job all around. He's one of the kids that came up here. He's been up here since the very beginning and stayed the whole time and has really benefited from doing that.
What's your plan tonight to follow Duke Stone's start?
We will pitch Duke as long as his pitch count is low. We'll let him go as long as we can, and hopefully he'll leave us a good opportunity to win a game.
I know it was an 11-run game last night, but how did you assess the first night of using a traditional bullpen?
I don't think last night was a fair example. I mean, our starter needs to give us at least 4, 5, or 6 innings for us to even be able to mix and match. And so last night was not a good example of what we want to do.
You enter tonight 3 points back of Orleans for the final playoff spot with 9 games to go. How much are you addressing with the team a push for a playoff spot?
0.
How come?
Well, I mean, all you can do is control what you can control. Good at bats, good pitching, and catch the baseball and play hard. After that, we live with whatever the result is.
You've added a couple of new players into the lineup over the last couple of games. Trace Mazan is one from Weatherford College. What have you seen from Trace in his first couple of outings?
He looks pretty good, like a pretty good player. A scout told me about him, and Doe knew him from Weatherford. They played him. He looks like a good player. He's going to Coastal Carolina, and he'll compete for a job there. He's a good fielder and has a pretty good idea what he wants to do at the plate, and looks like he likes to play baseball, so he'll fit in good with us.
How have these players, new players, acclimated to jumping into a new team with new teammates right in the middle of a push for a playoff spot?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think the kids are used to that. They're select ball now. They show up, and they usually play on the weekends on one team, and the next weekend they're on another team. So I think they're used to doing that kind of stuff.
That's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis coming up in just a couple of moments. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Hudson Ridley for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
So you heard it there. Not a whole lot of emphasis on the playoff push upcoming, which is interesting considering Chatham right now sits 3 points behind a playoff spot currently held by Orleans. And as the season winds down, there's a lot of drama ahead. You heard from the manager, Dennis Cook. How about one of his assistants? It's Brett Doe when Catch of the Day returns on the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoscapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 32 on the Cape League season. Chatham back at home, hosting YD, and it's time for Catch of the Day. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe. Your first year as an assistant coach in the Cape Cod League. The season, or rather the regular season really, is almost over at this point. How would you assess your first year as an assistant coach here?
Overall, I feel like it's been a fantastic experience. It's nice. I'm a head coach at the college I work at, so it's nice kind of stepping back into an assistant role and just being everything I can be to help Cookie and the staff and do everything we can. So it's been a great experience. I've learned a lot. Hopefully I've helped other people learn as well.
Yeah. How does that role change from being a head coach to going back to being an assistant now?
When there are things such as rain and difficult decisions, you get to kind of take a back seat and offer your advice, but nobody's sitting there judging my decisions at the end of the day. And so, same thing with whether it's pinch hitting, pitching decisions, anything like that. I can offer 2 cents, and it may not even be worth 2 cents. But when you're the head coach, you're tasked with making the difficult decisions and getting a little criticism from players, fans, whatever. And as an assistant, it's nice just to kick back and watch the big man do his thing. And it's also nice to learn from somebody like Dennis, who's been around way more baseball than I have, and get to see how he handles different situations and learn and see how I can apply those things into my job.
What have you learned?
Oh gosh, a ton of things, especially when it comes to situations, but mainly what I've learned from Cookie this summer is just he may be one of the most just calm, cool, collected guys in all of baseball that I've been around, and no matter how a guy is playing, he never makes them feel worse. He always makes guys feel better. And so a lot psychologically, and then a ton of examples of just in-game baseball type things, coaching cues, and even just baseball stories that I've craved to learn from these guys, and it's been an awesome summer.
You got to have your family out here this summer as well. They came out for a little bit of time. What do you remember from having them here?
Oh gosh, an absolute blast. Just I remember my son coming out and seeing the crowds that are out here, and just eyes wide, and kind of like, wow, my dad gets to coach this, and being proud of that. And my wife and I really enjoyed being up here right now at home. I think the feels like temperature is about 115, and so being able to be outdoors all day with the kids was fantastic. Getting to go to the beach, the Shark Center, all through downtown Chatham is just a special place, and getting to have the family up here was priceless.
You coach at the kids camp here, and your son Lou got to be a part of the kids camp. What was it like to coach him?
It was awesome. He hasn't gotten into t-ball or anything like that yet. I don't, outside of just pitching to him in the backyard, I don't get to coach him that much, and so it was awesome getting him up here. We established relationships with some of those kids at kids camp, especially the ones that are habitual camp goers and come back every week, and so getting to introduce him to them, and then them helping him out, and them being fired up whenever he's hitting wiffle balls over the fence and all of that, it was just an absolute blast. So getting to incorporate him into my experience this summer was fantastic.
What's it like raising a family as a baseball coach?
Oh, man. It's a better question to ask my wife. She gets 99% of that credit. She is a rock star for baseball coaches that are looking for, advice on how to raise a family in baseball, or just people in general that are busy with their jobs and their jobs takes them away. Marry a rock star. Like I did. I did one thing right, and that is pick, I don't even know. Picking isn't the right word. I had to convince her to marry me. But it's tough. The time that you do have, it's really important to be intentional with your time, prioritize them, not go home where they feel like an afterthought. You kind of got to get hyped up and be excited to go home, so you show them like, hey, I'm excited. They're excited for me to come home. I'm excited to be home, and make the most of it. But time is limited, so make the most of that time you have.
Chatting with Brett Doe on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 32 on the Cape League season. Brett, what is the dream for you as a coach?
Oh, man. I just love coaching. I love coaching players that are serious about baseball, talented players, and so it'd be nice to go coach with some cooler logos on my chest, and that is the dream someday. But just be where my feet are right now, and keep developing as a coach, keep learning, and then eventually coach even more talented players than what I'm able to coach right now, and make a little bit more money too. Would be nice. So
how do you stay where your feet are when you're always looking forward? There's so much to look forward to in the future. How do you stay where your feet are?
Surrounding yourself with really good people, and people that you care to be around, and they help you grow, you help them grow, and that's the name of the game, is just being where your feet are. Like I said, like be there for the people you're around, help them grow, they help you grow, whether that's staff, players, administrators, bosses, support, everything. So it's establish relationships where you're at, and it's easy to be where your feet are.
Wise words from Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe. Brett, thank you for joining Catch of the Day.
Thanks, Hudson.
All right, back to Jake Klein with the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Hudson. Wise words indeed from the Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe. He and the A's are 3 points back of the fourth and final East Division playoff spot with 9 games to go. And Hudson, they could not turn to a better pitcher tonight than the one they're turning to.
Exactly. Right now, Duke Stone has been unbelievably hot over his last 2 outings. He's only given up 4 hits in that span, and he has looked incredible, including against Yarmouth-Dennis in his second-to-last start, where he went into the 5th with a no-hit game, only allowed 1 hit in that one, so he has been tremendous as of late.
Yeah, Stone riding a 13-inning scoreless streak into tonight's start. We will get you the full pitching matchup plus the lineups and first pitch. It is all ahead on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Don't go anywhere.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's Baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores, and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis from Veterans Field with the A's in the midst of a playoff push. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. We are just a couple of moments from first pitch between A's and Red Sox, and Hudson has your lineups presented, as always, by Chatham Clothing Bar.
Sure do, Jake. First for the visiting YD Red Sox, 16-12-3 under manager Scott Pickler. Here is the lineup that YD trots out. Braden Dowd leads things off. He plays center field, followed by Jack Arcamone in the designated hitter spot. He bats second. Chris Akopian, the third baseman, who has stuck around all season long at this point. He bats third, with Armando Briseño, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. It's A.J. Nestler, the left fielder, who bats fifth, with Jace Tarnish in right field. He bats sixth, just behind him. Will Baker in the 7 spot. He gets the start at second base, with Nick Costello getting the start at first. He bats eighth. Garrett Wright in the 9-hole rounds out the order. He's the starting catcher for Yarmouth-Dennis. On the other side, Chatham trots out a lineup of Jackson Freeman, who starts in center field. He leads it off, with Daniel Jackson, today's starting catcher, batting second. Chase Freilich in the 3-hole, starting at first, with Reed Stallman, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Roman Martin hits fifth. He will make the start at third, with Ashton Larson, the designated hitter, batting sixth. Isaiah Lane, the shortstop, back in the lineup tonight after missing some time last night, did not make the trip to Harwich. He bats seventh tonight and starts at shortstop. Jake Hanley in the 8-hole. He plays left field, and Trace Mazan rounds out the order at second base. Jake.
Here's your pitching matchup, presented to you, as always, by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. We talked a little bit earlier about Duke Stone, the 6'5", 225-pound righty, sophomore to be at Mississippi State. He pitches for Chatham. He'll make his 8th appearance and 3rd start in 17 2/3 innings so far. 2-0 with a sparkling 1.53 ERA, 22 strikeouts to just 2 walks for the right-hander Duke Stone. For Yarmouth-Dennis, it is another righty, 6'2", 210-pound Arizona State junior to be, Derek Schaefer. He makes his 7th appearance of the summer and his 3rd start, and he's been pretty good too. In 21 2/3 innings pitched, 2 wins and 1 loss. He's got a 3.74 earned run average. Struggles a little bit with control, or at least has on the summer. 19 strikeouts to 12 walks. All right, it's time for the national anthem at Veterans Field. For that, we'll turn it over to the Veterans Field public address announcer, Peter Burns.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Singing tonight's national anthem is Bonnie Brenner. Bonnie's a retired vocal music teacher and taught in the Simsbury, Connecticut public schools for 13 years. She and her husband moved to Cape Cod 15 years ago. She has her own private studio where she teaches voice and piano. She sings with the Notables and the Gloria Day Cantores. Please join Bonnie as she sings the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
So there's the national anthem at Veterans Field, and right in the middle of that performance, the sun finally peeks its way out from behind the clouds and casts Veterans Field in a glow of sunlight. It was at one point a question of whether or not this game would be played. Rain earlier today, right around 4:45, stretching past the 5 o'clock hour in Chatham. Nothing too heavy, but with no tarp at Veterans Field other than on the mound and home plate areas. There was a meeting between Chatham's general manager, Mike Galen, president Steve West, and manager Dennis Cook, along with Robbie Grenier, the groundskeeper, to determine whether or not they would be able to play this game, at least start it on time. And Hudson, Chatham has to feel like it's a good thing they did, because a Duke Stone start day has come at the perfect time.
Exactly. Right now, Chatham in the midst of a 2-game losing stretch, and it has not been pretty. You could argue between which game has been worse, a 5-1 uninspired 6-error loss to the other day Wareham, who came to town first place in the West, or last night a 12-1 run rule loss. Both of them not good for the A's, who are in the midst of a playoff push where they need wins over East Division teams, and that has not come.
It has not, and the last 2 nights have been pretty ugly. Dennis Cook said as much to us on the manager's show before the game. Just 1 run on 2 hits in each of the last 2 games for Chatham. And the A's hit batting practice in the batting cages today off of the pitching machine, which, by the way, was the plan whether or not weather was involved. The A's were not intending to hit BP on the field today. Duke Stone on the mound throwing his warm-up pitches as the A's have taken the field. They are in the Friday red jerseys for military appreciation in the Cape Cod League. Black hats with the Cape League logo on the front in digital camouflage. Red jerseys with Cape Cod scripted across the chest in digicamo. Digicamo numbers on the front and the back, and the solid white pants for the A's. Because Chatham is wearing red at home, Yarmouth-Dennis, which normally wears red on the road, is wearing its home white uniforms. They've got the white fronts on the hats with the YDSOX logo on the front, just like the Chicago White Sox with the outline of Cape Cod. Blue on the back and red on the bill. And then the jerseys look almost identical to the Boston Red Sox jerseys. Red on the right side of the chest, Sox on the left side with the red piping. Red numbers on the back and YD scrawled on the sleeve. They've got the white pants with the red piping. Stone getting ready to face a Yarmouth-Dennis lineup that pounded out 9 runs last night. And one more time through it, it's Dowd, Archimone, Hakopian, Briseño, Nestler, Tarnish, Baker, Costello, Wright for Yarmouth-Dennis. That is 5 lefties and 4 righties against the right-hander Duke Stone. And he is certainly a candidate for Chatham's Most Outstanding Pitcher Award, which will be doled out at the end of the regular season. Again, 17 2/3 innings for Stone, and after 6 scoreless his last time out against the Brewster Whitecaps, he lowered his ERA to 1.53. That's the second best mark among qualified pitchers on the team, only behind Josh Swink's 1.06 mark. Left-handed hitting Braden Dowd strides to the plate, and he is ready to face the right-hander Duke Stone. Skies have cleared. Still a big grayish cloud hanging overhead, but blue on the horizon. Stone against Dowd. The righty rocks and fires. Fastball up and away. 1-0 on Dowd. 7:04 first pitch. It's 77 degrees in Chatham. Time and temperature presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. Stone peers over his tan glove. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 91 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Umpires for today's game presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Matt Kane calls the balls and strikes. Jeff Merzell works the right side of the infield. Mike McStudy the left. 1-1 to Dowd. Fastball just off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike on the left-handed hitter. Dowd followed by Jack Archimone and Chris Hakopian. 2 lefties and a righty against the righty Stone at the top of the Yarmouth-Dennis order. Right-hander winds again. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike. He checked his swing and probably went around, but it doesn't matter. Home plate umpire Matt Cain says the breaking ball from Stone clipped the outer third, so the count goes to 2-2. Right-hander looks in for the sign. Nods, winds up, and delivers the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Duke Stone picks up where he left off. His 23rd strikeout of the season is his first of the night. Dowd goes down on 5 pitches, and there's one away.
And throughout the entire at-bat, he pitched fastball, fastball, and we could tell there he's pitching off of his fastball exactly what Dennis Cook had mentioned in the manager show.
Left-handed hitting Jack Archimone in. Stone shakes off ahead of the first pitch. Right against left, here it is. Breaking ball chopped foul. Behind home plate, offset toward the first base side, where the on-deck hitter Chris Akopian waits. Archimone, a late season addition for Yarmouth-Dennis. He'll transfer from Richmond to Georgia for his junior season. 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Archimone lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's a Trumbull, Connecticut native. He's played in a couple of different collegiate summer leagues in New England before Cape Cod. 1-1 pitch. Fastball chopped foul. Similar spot behind home plate toward the first base side. 1-2 on Jack Archimone. Archimone did not play summer baseball to start the summer. Was hoping to be selected in the Major League draft as a draft-eligible sophomore. Was not picked. Announced his transfer to Georgia, and then joined Scott Pickler and the YD Red Sox. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Archimone chases a low outside fastball. It's in the dirt. Jackson throws to first, and there are 2 gone on back-to-back strikeouts for Duke Stone. So nobody on base and 2 away. Nothing so far on the scoreboard for Yarmouth-Dennis in the top of the first. Chatham yet to bat. And the right-handed hitting Chris Hakopian stands in. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. Top of the zone. 0-1. Hakopian, a right-handed hitter, primary infielder, first and third baseman who's played mostly third this summer. He'll transfer from Maryland to Texas A&M. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sun coming in and out from behind the clouds. Right now it's out, casting most of Veterans Field in light. Stone's 1-1 pitch. Fastball called a strike, outside corner. 1-2. The trees beyond the left field fence casting shadow through much of left and center field onto the infield grass. But the YD dugout on the first base side glares right into the sun. Nobody on, 2 out. 1-2 on Hakopian. Stone delivers. Breaking ball served out toward right. Mazan trots back. It drops in front of the right fielder. Stallman, a base hit. Chris Hakopian with a 2-out, 2-strike single. He's got Yarmouth-Dennis's first hit of the game, and the Red Sox have their first base runner. Hakopian on first with 2 out. As right-handed hitting Armando Briseño steps in, get you the Chatham defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Jake Hanley plays left, Jackson Freeman center, Reed Stallman right, Roman Martin third, Isaiah Lane shortstop, Trace Mazan at second, Chase Fralick at first, and Daniel Jackson catches Duke Stone. Runner on first, 2 out. First pitch to Briseño. Swing and a miss. Cuts through a 91-mile-an-hour change from Stone. It's 0-1. Briseño, a right-handed hitter, will transfer to Cal State Fullerton next season. Another mid-season addition for YD. Pick to first, runner back standing. Briseño has a batting glove on his bottom left hand, but his top right hand is bare. Lifts his bat over his back right shoulder. Stone set. 0-1. Fastball popped foul almost directly behind home plate. Over the backstop and over the grandstand behind home plate, which has filled up for a fairly late arriving crowd on a day where we weren't sure if baseball would be played at first. Right around 6 o'clock is when official word came that the game would in fact start at 7. 0-2 on Briseño. Pick to first. Hakopian back standing without a tag from Freilich. The lights are on at Veterans Field. They have been since pregame. Right on right, Stone set. The 0-2 pitch to Briseño. Breaking ball, hit hard on the ground to short. Lane fields on one long hop. He flips to second in time to force out Hakopian and end the inning. Duke Stone picks up 2 strikeouts and works around a 2-out single by Chris Hakopian. He gets Briseño to ground into a fielder's choice, 6-4, and the top of the first ends. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base for Yarmouth-Dennis. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Yarmouth-Dennis nothing and Chatham coming to bat against the Arizona State right-hander Derek Schaefer when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
Been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
To the bottom of the first at Veterans Field, it's Yarmouth-Dennis nothing and Chatham coming to bat. With Hudson, Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Jackson Freeman steps into the left-handed box, getting set to face the YD right-handed starter, Derek Schaefer. 6'2", 210-pound sophomore from Arizona State makes his third start. In 21 2/3 innings on the season, a 3.74 ERA. His first pitch to Freeman, up and away. Skips past the catcher's mitt and rolls to the backstop. Ball and no strikes on Freeman. Freeman, then Daniel Jackson and Chase Freilich, lefty, righty, lefty in the first. 1-0. Fastball off the plate away. 2 balls, no strikes. Freeman hit second last night, 0 for 3 in the 12-1 loss to Harwich. 2-0 pitch. Fastball belted deep right field. Tarnish jogs back on the warning track. He pulls up and makes the catch with his right hand against the fence. Freeman almost hits a leadoff home run for the second time in a week span. He comes up just short in right field, and there's one away. You can see Tarnish was almost ready to jump for it. Fell down for the wall, bent his knees, and then went back upright and just made the catch. First pitch to Daniel Jackson. Breaking ball fouled off in the air over the first base side, dug out and out of play. No balls and a strike on Jackson. Kind of an awkward swing, almost like he wanted to hold up, but then followed through with it. 0-1. There's a big swing. This one's dribbled foul behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Jackson enters the game a .289 hitter, 13 driven in, including 3 home runs. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, blasted out to right. Tarnish sprints back in front of the fence. This time he's not getting it. It bounces on the hill and right. A solo home run for Daniel Jackson. His 4th of the season makes it 1-0 A's in the bottom of the 1st. He takes a 2-strike fastball on the outside part of the plate and powers it the other way. Chatham on the board first for the 2nd night in a row. Now the first pitch to Fralick. Fastball low, 1-0.
And that the second at-bat, the Daniel Jackson at-bat, both of the first 2 hacks, one was unconfident, the second one was a home run swing, which is what you usually see.
1-0. Fastball called a strike inside corner, it's 1-1.
And he says the biggest part of his game is the confidence in his swing, the confidence that he has in his swing. Even when this team was on a drought at the beginning of the year, that's what he had.
1-1. Breaking ball misses upstairs, just above the letters. 2 balls and a strike.
At that point in the season, assistant coach Brett Doe had touted Daniel Jackson as the only one in the lineup right now who had the confidence to swing a big bat.
2-1. Fastball just above the letters. 3 balls and a strike.
He's carried that throughout the year at this point. 4 home runs, over 40 strikeouts as well, so he is swinging to hit home runs a majority of the time.
3-1 pitch. Fastball popped into left center field. Shortstop Briseño sprints out. He camps under it and makes a side shuffling catch by his left ear for the 2nd out. Chatham 1, Yarmouth-Dennis nothing in the bottom of the 1st. Reed Stallman comes up with 2 out and nobody on. And we get you the YD defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. A.J. Nestler plays left, Braden Dowd in center, and Jace Tarnish in right. Chris Akopian's at 3rd, Armando Briseño's at short. Will Baker plays 2nd, Nick Costello 1st. First pitch to Stallman. Fastball called a strike at the knees, 0-1. And Garrett Wright does the catching for Derek Schaefer. That's your defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. 0-1. Fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Reed Stallman. The home run by Jackson puts him in sole possession of the Chatham lead on the summer with 4. 1-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-2. He had entered the game tied with Henry Ford, who left a couple of weeks ago at 3, and finally breaks that tie. 1-2 to Stallman. Fastball just outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
By the way, Henry Ford still tied for 3rd in the Cape League in runs batted in.
2-2 pitch. Fastball popped up, 3rd base side, out of play. Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stallman. Ahead of the 2-strike pitch, the YD infield shifted toward the right side, playing the lefty to pull. Only 1 infielder on the left side is Akopian, the 3rd baseman, at the normal shortstop spot. 2-2. Fastball popped up, out of play again on the 3rd base side, this time closer to home plate. And the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Reed Stallman. 1-0 Chatham, bottom of the 1st on the solo homer by Daniel Jackson. Nobody on with 2 out. Another 2-2 pitch to Stallman. Fastball just outside. The entire Yarmouth-Dennis defense, like a wave, started creeping toward the first base side dugout. Instead, they returned to their spots for a 3-2 pitch. Right-hander delivers. Fastball in the dirt, ball 4. Stallman fouls off 2 pitches and sees 3 balls. He turns a 1-2 count into a 2-out walk, and the A's have a base runner with 2 gone as Roman Martin comes to the plate. Right-handed hitting Martin delivered Chatham's only run of last night's 12-1 loss to Harwich, atop of the first inning RBI single on the ground through the left side. First pitch to Martin. Fastball down and in, 1-0. Martin is playing in his 13th Chatham game tonight. In his first 44 at-bats, he's a .227 hitter with 5 runs driven in. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. A big uppercut underneath a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-1. Martin does have a home run. It was an opposite field shot at Orleans on July 16th. 1-1, swing and a miss. Same pitch in the same spot, and Martin takes a similar looking swing. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Schaefer looks at the runner at first with 2 out. Now comes set, the 1-2. Fastball line toward short, Briseño runs in, he grabs it. Roman Martin lines out and the inning ends. But Chatham scores the first run of the game on a solo home run by Daniel Jackson. 1 run on 1 hit for Chatham, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 1 inning of play at Veterans Field, it's the A's 1 and the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox 0. Duke Stone comes back to the mound when we come back. It's Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
From the University of San Diego. You're listening to the Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Veterans Field for the top of the second. Chatham leads Yarmouth-Dennis 1-0. In another pivotal game for Chatham's playoff hopes, the A's enter the night trailing 4th place Orleans for the final playoff spot by 3 points. Of course, the A's can pick up 2 points with a win, but will only gain ground on the Firebirds if Orleans ties or falls at home against Harwich. Chatham 1, Yarmouth-Dennis 0, and Duke Stone comes back to the mound, the right-handed Mississippi State starter for the A's. He faces the left-handed hitting A.J. Nestler to start the second. Righty winds up, his first pitch. Fastball high, 1-0. Nestler followed by Jace Tarnish and Will Baker. Lefty, righty, lefty. Stone's 1-0. Fastball called a strike, inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stone has faced Yarmouth-Dennis already once this season. Sunday, the 13th of July, pitched 5 shutout innings. Righty's 1-1. Breaking ball, clips the bottom outside corner. It's 1-2. Chatham 1, Yarmouth-Dennis nothing. Top of the second inning, the A's run came on the opposite field solo home run by Daniel Jackson in the first. His team leading 4th homer of the year. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Jackson blocks it. Nestler lays off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nestler in his 10th game with YD, hitting 200 in his first 25 at bats. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and nicked foul at home plate. Jackson nearly catches it behind the dish for strike 3. Instead, it bounces off the end of his glove and rolls toward the YD dugout on the first base side. So the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Nestler. Stone shakes off ahead of another 2-2. Now gets what he likes. Right-hander winds up. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs with the fastball. It's 3-2.
You can tell Stone missed his spot, too. He grimaced after Daniel Jackson had the glove down and away. Threw that pitch well high.
Count goes full on Nestler. Right-hander Stone nods. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen. Stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stone on the season has 24 strikeouts and has walked just 2 hitters. He's 1 pitch away from adding to either total. Another 3-2. Downstairs, ball 4. It is the 3rd walk of the season issued by Duke Stone, and the first of the day. He puts the leadoff man on for Yarmouth-Dennis as Nestler trots down to first. It's Chatham 1, YD nothing in the top of the second. Now a runner on first with nobody out for the right-handed hitting Jace Tarnish. Stone's set from the stretch on the first base side of the mound. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0. Tarnish in the back of the right-handed box against the righty Stone. Here's Stone's 0-1. Fastball flied to straightaway right. Stallman starts back. Now he sprints in, pulls up into a jog, and makes the catch for the first out. Jace Tarnish flies out, 1 away in the top of the second. Still a runner on first, now with 1 out. Chatham in front of YD, 1-0 in the top of the second. And the left-handed hitting Will Baker digs in. The Australian second baseman from Georgia Tech. Stone's first pitch, high, 1-0. Baker shuffles forward in the box as he takes 91 chin high.
Wonder how you start playing baseball in Australia. That's become a common thing now.
1-0. Fastball upstairs again, 2-0. Baker just a 172 hitter. He leads Yarmouth-Dennis and is second in the Cape League. He's played 30 of his 31 games. Only 1 player in the league has played all 31. 2-0, runner goes, pitches a fastball high. Jackson throws to second, safe. A.J. Nestler steals second. He's in scoring position with 1 out, and now the count 3-0 on the left-handed hitting Baker. Hudson, I would quiz you on the 1 player in the Cape League who's played all 31 games, but I already told you earlier today.
Sure did. Ryan Farber, shortstop from Katuitt.
3-0 to Baker. Right-hander Stone pitches, but time is called first. It's a pitch clock violation against the right-hander, and Baker walks. It's the second walk issued by Duke Stone. In this half inning alone, he has matched his previous season total in free passes issued. And now Yarmouth-Dennis has runners on first and second with one out. And before Nick Costello steps to the plate, Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, meets Daniel Jackson, the catcher, and Duke Stone, the pitcher, on the mound. Stone has thrown 30 pitches already. Dennis Cook said in order to use his bullpen the way he wants, he needs the starter minimum to give him 4 innings.
Which was very ironic last night when it was the first game of the traditional bullpen that was instituted. But you didn't really get to see it because of how the game had gone.
Up until last night, Chatham had operated its pitching staff by slotting in 3 pitchers per night and treating them all as de facto starters. Now, for the last 10 games, Cook and Jay Powell have decided to go with 1 named starter and then a traditional bullpen with the ability to mix and match based on matchups. Mound visit over. First and second, 1 out. The first pitch to Costello on the way. High with the fastball, 1-0. Talked with Jay Powell before Stone's last start. He said the biggest sign of a mechanical issue for Duke is when he's missing high. That's been the case in this inning. 1-0. Fastball called a strike inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Costello. Powell says when Stone stays upright in his pitching motion, that's when he's most effective. When he starts to lean forward too early, that's when he misses upstairs. 1-1. Breaking ball called a strike inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Costello. No word on whether or not Abbott is here as well.
That was a good one, Jake. I appreciated that.
Thank you.
I'm the only one who can laugh at your jokes. I'll laugh.
1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. It bounces past Jackson and rolls to the backstop. Both runners advance on the wild pitch. Nestler goes to third. Baker goes to second. And YD has 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Chatham in front 1-0 in the top of the second.
I'll tell you who's on first now.
Nobody. Duke Stone in danger of losing a 14-inning scoreless streak. Corner infielders in, the middle infielders stay back. Runners on second and third with 1 out. 2-2 to Costello. Here it comes. Upstairs, 3-2. Garrett Wright, the 9-hole hitter, is on deck. He's the catcher from Bowling Green. But first it'll be a 3-2 to Nick Costello. Stone comes set from the stretch. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Duke Stone has now walked more hitters in this half inning than he had in 18 2/3 innings prior. YD has loaded the bases on free passes. And with the bags full of Red Sox and 1 out, the right-handed hitting Garrett Wright steps up.
The swings and misses just have not been there. A lot of times there's a good amount of movement on his fastball. Nobody's being fooled right now into swinging. Those counts are running up.
Stone struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the game. Has not K'd any of the last 6. First pitch to right. Breaking ball popped into shallow center field. Freeman races in, Mazan goes out. Mazan makes the catch. He throws it into the plate and all the runners stay put. Duke Stone gets a big pop out to the second baseman Trace Mazan in shallow center. Now the bases are loaded with 2 out as the Yarmouth-Dennis order turns over for the leadoff man Braden Dowd. He struck out swinging his first time up against Stone. Chatham infield all back now. Bases loaded and 2 out. Right against left. Stone against Dowd. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball. Clips the bottom of the zone. It's a strike. 0-1. Chatham 1, Yarmouth-Dennis nothing in the top of the second. Stone winds up. 0-1. Fastball line through the right side and into right field, a base hit. Nestler scores. Here comes Baker. The throw to the plate. Offline. Baker slides in. Braden Dowd hits a 2-run single through the right side. He puts Yarmouth-Dennis in front. It's 2-1 Red Sox in the top of the second. And the scoreless streak for Duke Stone is over.
He has just not looked like himself this inning. You can tell on the misses that go just a little bit high. That fastball was middle high. In perfect positioning for Dowd to drill it.
Costello goes first and third, so there are runners on the corners with 2 out as Jack Archimone stands into the left-handed box. Stone deals. Fastball high, 1-0. That last pitch was number 40 from Duke Stone. And Jay Powell is on the radio talking with the Chatham bullpen in left field. Pick to first, save. Dowd dives back head first without a tag from Freilich. (1-0) to Archimone. Fastball line foul, straight back just above the padded backstop and into the protective screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Archimone. Struck out swinging his first time up. He's 0 for 1 and now 5 of 15. 333 hitter. 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner called a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Archimone. Yarmouth-Dennis 2, Chatham 1, top of the second. Both YD runs have come in this half inning. Runners on the corners with 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. Runner goes from first. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Duke Stone strikes out his 3rd batter and limits further damage. But Yarmouth-Dennis scores twice on just 1 hit, the 2-run single from Braden Dowd. No errors and 2 men left on base in the half inning. After 1.5 at Veterans Field, it is Yarmouth-Dennis 2 and Chatham 1. The right-hander Derek Schaefer comes back out when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
0% for 60 months on Cat's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Back at Veterans Field, Yarmouth-Dennis has jumped in front of Chatham. 2-1, the Red Sox lead the A's as we go to the bottom of the second. Jake and Hudson with you, high above diamond side. Angled toward the third base side. In front of what is now a bustling crowd at Veterans Field. Ashton Larson leads off the bottom of the second. Left-handed hitter against the righty starter, Derek Schaefer. First pitch to Larson. Swing and a miss at a low fastball, 0-1. Larson's been in a little bit of a slide. His batting average down to .250 in 64 at-bats. 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. It's 0-2. He is expected to depart Cape Cod Sunday after he spent all of last summer with the A's. Was here from game 1 to game 40. 0-2. Grounded foul behind home plate off the pitch clock. Affixed to the backstop. It stays no balls and 2 strikes on Larson. The windup, the 0-2. Fastball up and away. A ball and 2 strikes. Larson followed by Isaiah Lane and Jake Hanley. Lefty, righty, lefty in the bottom of the second for the A's against the righty Schaefer. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. It pops out in front of home plate. And no, they say Larson got a piece of it. He fouled it off, and so he stays alive. It popped after it hit his bat, off of the catcher right, and then out in front of home plate. So it stays a ball and 2 strikes on Larson. Steps out of the left-handed box, now digs back in. Spins the bat once toward the mound. Another 1-2. Fastball up and in. Barely missed the zone at 90 miles an hour. It's 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Shallow left field. Third baseman Hakopian goes back. Now he runs back into the infield dirt, and he makes the catch for the first out. Ashton Larson pops out. He's 0 for 1. And now with nobody on and 1 out, Isaiah Lane comes to the plate. Right against right, first pitch to Lane. Outside on the fastball, 1-0. Lane did not play last night at White House Field in Harwich. In fact, he didn't even go to the game. Dennis Cook said he just wasn't feeling well. 1-0. Breaking ball called a strike right over the heart, 1-1. It marked just the second full game that did not feature Isaiah Lane for Chatham. Just the third time he didn't start. 1-1. Breaking ball up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Lane second among active Chatham players in runs driven in with 15. The 2-1. Fastball called a strike. Outside corner. Lane checked his swing, but it didn't matter. It's 2-2. The only Chatham player with more runs batted in than Lane waits on deck. That's Jake Hanley. First a 2-2 to Lane. Fastball grounded right side. Baker sprints over. He makes the play in shallow right and throws to first. Got him. Will Baker sprints onto the outfield grass, contorts his body, and throws across his body to retire Lane 4-3.
And that was just incredible defense. Nothing Isaiah Lane can do about that. He hit it as deep into the hole to the right of second base as you could.
Lefty hitting Jake Hanley in. First pitch. Fastball called a strike. Low outside corner. 0-1. Hanley leads active Chatham players with 17 runs batted in. It's a .259 hitter in 26 games. 0-1. Fastball line foul to the backstop. 0-2. Chatham's first batter of the night, Jackson Freeman, missed a home run by a couple of feet. And then its second batter, Daniel Jackson, hit a solo shot. The A's trail the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox 2-1 in the bottom of the second. Nobody on with 2 out. The 0-2. Fastball up and away, 1-2. Hanley, the 8-hole hitter, and then Trace Mazan, the 9-hole hitter, before the A's order flips. 1-2 in the dirt on the breaking ball, 2-2. Again, in a 2-strike count, the Yarmouth-Dennis defense shifts, playing the left-handed hitter to pull. 3 infielders right of second. The shortstop Briseño is basically right behind the bag in shallow center. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Derek Schaefer. He has retired 4 in a row and picks up his first strikeout of the evening. Nothing across for Chatham in the bottom of the second. The A's headed to the third, still trailing Yarmouth-Dennis 2-1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
A's on the air. In other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound way on down south, way on down south, London town.
Yarmouth-Dennis 2, Chatham 1. As the third inning begins at Veterans Field, Duke Stone, the Chatham right-handed starter, retakes the mound. He faces 3, 4, and 5 in the YD order, starting with the right-handed hitting Chris Hakopian. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Right on right, Stone's first pitch to Hakopian. Fastball called a strike, outside corner 0-1. Duke Stone, who had entering the game only walked 2 hitters in 17 2/3 innings, walked 3 in the last half inning. 0-1. Fastball high. The home plate umpire, Matt Cain, turned, raised his arm as if he was going to call a strike, and then didn't. So 1-1 on Hakopian. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lined into center field, a base hit. Chris Hakopian is 2 for 2. He's got his second single of the day. This one leads off the third. And Yarmouth-Dennis has a runner on with nobody out for the cleanup man, Armando Briseño. There must have been some sort of discussion in the dugout mid-inning about a mechanical adjustment for Stone. Here's his first pitch to Briseño. Fastball popped up, shallow right field. Stallman runs in. And he scurries further and makes the catch for the first out. One away as Briseño pops up. He's 0 of 2. After the first couple of pitches of the inning from Stone, both Jay Powell and Dennis Cook in the Chatham dugout said, "Good, much better."
And on the single from Hakopian, he located the breaking ball in the perfect spot right on the bottom edge. Hakopian's just a great hitter.
So runner on first with 1 out. for the left-handed hitting A.J. Nestler. Stone's first pitch. Fastball off the plate away, 1-0. Nestler walked and scored his last time up on the 2-run single by Braden Dowd in the second. Stone comes set from the stretch. Here's his, nope, a pick to first, and Hakopian gets back standing. Stone's picked off with Hakopian on first 3 times now. All 3 times, Hakopian has scampered back. Another throw over. Again, he's back standing. Hakopian has 4 stolen bases on the summer on 5 tries. 1-0 to Nestler. Fastball popped up left side and foul grounded, twists out of play and lands in the left field parking lot at Veterans Field. And it's 1-1. (2-1) Yarmouth-Dennis, top of the third. Runner on first with 1 out. Pick to first, runner back standing. It's now 5 pickoff attempts on Hakopian, who has not once needed a slide. Takes a 3-step shuffling lead off of first again as Stone comes set. 1-1 to Nestler. Fastball, poked foul. Out of play on the third base side again. And it goes to a ball and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitter. Runner up, leads off of first with 1 out. 1-2 on the left-handed hitting Nestler. The right-hander Stone delivers. Fastball popped foul. Behind home plate offset toward the third base side, out of play. 1-2. Right-handed hitting Jace Tarnish is on deck. First, another 1-2, and before that, another throw over. No tag from Freilich, but this time Hakopian dives back head first.
Duke Stone must be awfully confident in that pickoff move. Only 4 stolen bases this year for Hakopian in 28 games. We've seen Chatham righties miss pickoff moves to first a lot this year.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nestler cuts over a breaking ball. It's the 4th strikeout for Duke Stone. And there are 2 away. Yarmouth-Dennis still in front of Chatham, 2-1 in the top of the third. Runner on first with 2 out as Jace Tarnish digs in. Right-handed hitter from St. Bonaventure who flew out to right his first time up. Stone delivers. Fastball called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Hakopian takes his lead off of first with 2 out. A throw over. Safe. Again, no tag from Freilich. Again, Hakopian dives head first. Stone's 0-1. Breaking ball. Called a strike, outside corner. Tarnish checked his swing, although he almost definitely went around. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Stone set. The 0-2. Upstairs on the fastball, 1-2. Three hits in the first 3 innings for Yarmouth-Dennis. The big one, the 2-run single by Dowd in the second, which put YD in front 2-1. The 1-2, runner goes, pitches a fastball outside. Jackson's throw to second, got him! After all that, 7 pickoff moves, Daniel Jackson throws out Chris Hakopian attempting to steal second, and the top of the third ends. No Yarmouth-Dennis runs on a hit, no errors, and after the caught stealing, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third at Veterans Field with Yarmouth-Dennis in front of Chatham 2-1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Two to one, the Yarmouth-Dennis lead over Chatham as the bottom of the third begins. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. High above diamond side at Veterans Field. Chatham sends 9-1-2 to the plate against the right-handed starter Derek Schaefer. First pitch to Trace Mazan. Down and in on the fastball, 1-0. Chatham took a 1-0 lead on Daniel Jackson's first inning solo homer. And then Braden Dowd hit a 2-run single in the second. 1-0. Fastball bounces. 2 balls and no strikes. Hudson, that pitch bounced, and Garrett Wright tried to frame it for a strike.
You never know. Blink of an eye, and you could miss it skipping in the dirt.
2-0 to Mazan. Fastball grounded wide of third. Just a couple of feet past the bag on the grass in between baseline and third base coaching box. It's 2-1. Mazan, the last batter in this game to come to the plate, playing in his third Chatham game after being added on Monday. 2-1. Breaking ball high, 3-1 on Mazan. Right-handed hitter is from Weatherford College. He'll transfer to Coastal Carolina. 3-1. Fastball chopped on the ground towards short. Briseño charges on the run. He throws to first. Got him. Mazan swings 3-1 and grounds out 6-3. 5 straight hitters retired by the right-hander Derek Schaefer. And with nobody on and 1 out, the Chatham order turns over. Jackson Freeman comes to the plate for the second time. Yarmouth-Dennis infield shifts to pull against the lefty. First pitch, breaking ball up and away, 1-0. Again, 3 infielders on the right side. Second baseman Baker in shallow right. Shortstop Briseño almost directly behind second. Hakopian, the lone infielder, on the left side. 1-0. Fastball called a strike, down and away, 1-1.
And they played Freeman this exact same way to lead off the bottom of the first. Hakopian crashed down towards the mound on the first pitch of the bottom of the first.
1-1. Fastball called a strike, outside corner 1-2. Freeman has attempted a bunt to beat the shift against the Red Sox already this season. He did it twice. Once pushed it foul and once grounded out back to the mound. 1-2 pitch. Fastball nubbed foul on the ground wide of the Chatham dugout. Bounces off the brick backstop and skips into the coach's area outside the dugout, where Jay Powell picks it up, the Chatham pitching coach. 1-2 on Freeman. Schaefer delivers. Breaking ball high, rather a fastball. It's 2-2. Freeman flew out about as deep as he could have without hitting it over the fence last time. 2-2. Fastball outside. Count goes full. He hit a fly ball to right, way up, light tower high, that just carried and carried and carried and brought Jace Tarnish right onto the wall. And with his right hand against that fence, Tarnish caught it. Schaefer's 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Freeman offers at ball 4 up and away. It's a strikeout. The second for the righty Schaefer. He's retired 6 in a row. And now with nobody on and 2 out, Daniel Jackson comes back up. He hit an opposite field solo home run his first time up. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Early on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, it's 0-1. And there was that home run swing again. Oh, 1. Breaking ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yarmouth-Dennis 2, Chatham 1, bottom of the 3rd. The 1-1. Fastball grounded fair inside third, past the dive of Hakopian and down the left field line. Jackson turns first and heads for second. The throw in way late. Daniel Jackson is 2 for 2. His second extra base hit of the night is a stand-up 2-out double in the bottom of the 3rd. Took another big swing and just kind of topped it.
That ball picked up speed significantly on the dirt as well. When Hakopian went over to dive for it, it was dying on the grass, even though it was hit hard. And then as soon as it hit the dirt, it accelerated past the dive of Hakopian into left.
Runner on second with 2 out, and Chase Freilich up. First pitch. Breaking ball catches the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. Freilich is 0 for 1. He popped out to the shortstop Briseño in shallow center field his first time up. Pick to second, safe. Jackson dives back head first. Rather than the slow lift of the leg for Schaefer, that was a quick turn and a close play. 0-1 to Freilich. In the dirt, right scoops it. Keeps Jackson at second with 2 out. Yarmouth-Dennis 2, Chatham 1. Bottom of the 3rd. Runner on second is Jackson with 2 out. Here comes the 1-1 to Freilich. Fastball grounded, stabbed on a backhand by Baker at second. Off balance throw to first. In time, the inning ends. Chase Freilich hits it 97 miles an hour on the ground up the middle. But the A's strand the runner as Baker throws the runner out. No Chatham runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 3 innings, the only 2 hits of the night for the A's belong to Daniel Jackson. Yarmouth-Dennis has the lead 2-1 over Chatham at Veterans Field, and as Duke Stone comes back to the mound, Hudson Ridley takes over on play-by-play on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
The Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery, welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Welcome back at Veterans Field. Yarmouth-Dennis takes a 2-1 lead to the fourth. With your play-by-play, here's Hudson Ridley.
Thank you very much, Jake. The right-hander Duke Stone on for a fourth inning. And yet another start for him, this time roughed up a little bit. 2-1 lead for YD. It's Jace Tarnish from the right side to lead it off. Stone winds and deals. First pitch, fastball, smoked left side and through. It's a base hit. Scooped up in left field and tossed back in. Tarnish holds up at first. It's a first pitch swinging leadoff single for Jace Tarnish. That is the fourth base hit today for Yarmouth-Dennis. Leadoff man aboard quickly against Stone. He's allowed 4 hits and walked 3 up to this point. After allowing 2 runs in the second, it broke a 14-inning scoreless stretch for him. He faces the lefty Will Baker. First pitch, fastball, popped up and drifts foul on the left side. Lands just beyond the fence of the home plate house that sits behind the third base side dugout. Nobody occupying the Wrigley Field style seats. Those bleachers are empty tonight.
Lame.
Very lame, I will add. Here's the 0-1 from Stone. First a pickoff move to first, and Tarnish slides back in time, head first. Dirtying up the white Red Sox jerseys. YD in white tonight with Chatham in the home Reds on a Friday night in the Cape Cod League. Now the 0-1 to Baker. Breaking ball hit on the ground left side, gloved by Martin at third. He hesitates, now fires to first, safe. It was a bouncer that went into his glove, couldn't fully secure it. He had to squeeze it with 2 hands, and while he hesitated, it took him a while to flip the body. He had eyes at second, knew the throw there was not going to work, and he had pivoted to first by the time he threw over. Will Baker, with a head of steam, beat it down the line. It's an infield single, and that is back-to-back base hits for Yarmouth-Dennis.
Yeah, ball just got stuck in the web of Martin's glove. Went to pull it out, and it didn't come.
Now with runners on first and second and nobody gone, it's Nick Costello from the left side. Stone eyes the runner at second and deals. First pitch upstairs, breaking ball well high. Slips out of the hand of Stone. Chatham infield getting assignments, pushing and pulling, moving in all different directions. And what could be a bunt situation for Costello. Chase Freilich at first has his toes on the grass. Here's the 1-0. First, Stone steps off, lollipops the throw to second. Lane snags it, but does not apply a tag to Tarnish.
No square from the batter Costello.
It's a 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Top of the fourth and nobody gone. Stone set at the belt and deals. Fastball high and in. Jackson olays the glove as he snags it. Adjusts the earpiece in his left ear, which gives him the pitch signals from the dugout. Jay Powell and Dennis Cook watching attentively as Stone has worked himself into another hole. Here's the 2-0. Fastball down and in, and it's a 3-0 count. Jake had mentioned earlier, back in the second inning, Duke Stone, through 18 innings on the season, came in with just 2 walks. In that frame, he tossed 3. And now it's a 3-0 count to the left-handed hitting Costello. Here's the pitch from Stone. Breaking ball, called strike. Catches the bottom inside corner. 3-1. Freilich has, at this point, retreated off of the grass and plays behind the runner Baker at first. Stone's 3-1 pitch. Fastball below the zone, ball 4. That is the 4th walk today for Duke Stone. As Costello heads to first, it sends Baker up to second, Tarnish up to third, and still nobody gone in the top of the 4th. YD with a stellar chance to add on to what is already a 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Both of those runs coming in the top of the 2nd. Freilich yet again in on the grass, ahead of the plate appearance from Garrett Wright. He bats from the right side. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed. Strike one. Stone went high and away to the right-handed hitter and got him to chase. Yet another pressure situation. The second time today the bases have been loaded on Stone. His 0-1 pitch. Fastball, called strike. Bottom inside corner. A delayed windup and release from Matt Cain, the home plate umpire. And Stone has an 0-2 count on the catcher Garrett Wright. He comes set. The 0-2 pitch from Stone. Fastball spoiled off. It tails out of play, directly behind home plate and lands in the parking lot behind Veterans Field. It remains 0-2. Wright waits patiently. Stone stands like a statue. Now he comes set. His 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lined into left center field. It's a base hit. One run comes in to score. Costello gets the windmill. The throw goes to second. A tag applied, not in time, and 2 runs come in to score. It's a 2-run double from Garrett Wright, and it extends the YD lead. 4-1 Red Sox in the top of the 4th. 4 straight base runners reach. This has not looked like the Duke Stone from the prior 2 starts, including one against Yarmouth-Dennis. He had only allowed 1 hit through 5. He's given up 5 hits so far, and nobody gone in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Braden Dowd from the left side. Breaking ball high. It's 1-0. He bats with runners on second and third. Nobody gone. An ominous sky overhead. Getting darker and darker. 1-0. Fastball off the plate away. 2 balls and no strikes. And yet again, Stone finds himself behind in the count. Jay Powell now wanders around on the third base side dugout, picks up the walkie-talkie. 2-0, breaking ball, popped up and tails foul. Left side. Lands in the parking lot to the left of Veterans Field. It's a 2-1 count to Braden Dowd. He's 1 for 2 today. A single back in the second and a strikeout in the first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, fouled back. Hits the very top of the netting and stays in the field of play. 2-2 on Dowd. Mazan nearly on the grass at second base. In contrast, Freilich even with the bag at first. 2-2 to the left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball upstairs. And the count has run full. Duke Stone wiping some moisture off his hand and the sides of his ears. He's thrown 73 pitches in this start and has yet to record an out in the top of the 4th. YD on top of Chatham 4-1. It's a payoff to Braden Dowd. Here it is. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike 3. A very important first out for Duke Stone. He finally manages to secure one in this frame with his 5th strikeout of the day, his 2nd of Braden Dowd. And that brings up Jack Archimone, the designated hitter. Still runners on second and third for YD. Now 1 gone. Right on left. Stone fires. Breaking ball hit in the air, left side, and that's down. Costello scores from third. Right behind him, he slides in. 2 more runs for the Red Sox. It is 6-1 YD in the top of the 4th. A 4-run frame for YD. Jack Archimone on for the first time today. He held up at first with a single. And that brings up Chris Hakopian. Things are not getting any easier for Duke Stone. Hakopian today is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Runner on first and 1 gone. Stone deals. First pitch is popped up, right side, and foul. Lands well beyond the trees next to right field. It's 0-1. Dowd did not have his hands on the very bottom of that bat. Yet again, he chokes up just a slight bit in the right-handed box. His right foot on the back of the box as he twirls the natural grain bat. Pickoff move to first, not in time. Arkema slides back in safely. YD has pushed across 4 in the frame. It's 6-1 Red Sox. Top of the 4th inning at Veterans Field. Here's the 0-1. Fastball smashed out to left center field. That's down. Hakopian chugging for second. He holds up at first. The runner at first, Archimon, goes all the way to third, and it puts runners on the corners. That is the 5th base hit this inning for YD. And things are spiraling out of control for Stone.
And Hudson, it feels like the same conversation we had last night. Is it even worth taking Stone out of the game at this point? Would you rather, if you're Chatham, just see how many outs he can give you, take one on the chin, and regroup and come back tomorrow?
Last night, Charlie Foster was the starter, another Mississippi State pitcher. Charlie Foster got roughed up in his first 2 innings, allowing 6 runs through those first 2, and was struggling to get that 3rd out in the 2nd inning. Pitching coach Jay Powell told him, "You are not coming out of this game until you get that final out." Daniel Jackson went up to visit Stone. He now returns back behind home plate as it's runners on the corners and 1 gone for Armando Briseño. Middle infield, that double play depth for the A's. Right on right. Stone's first pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground, left side and through. 1 run comes in to score. Hakopian holds up at second. 7-1, the YD lead. Top of the 4th inning, and this is blowing up. And now Jay Powell has seen enough. Emerges from the third base side dugout, waggles his finger down the left field line at the bullpen, and the day is done for Duke Stone. He leaves 7 runs on the board after a blow-up 4th inning. The Red Sox plate 5 in the frame as Stone makes the long walk from the mound with his head hung down, just staring out in front of his shoes. Welcomed in by his teammates as a new pitcher makes his way on. It's a left-hander when we return. Josh Swink comes on in relief of Duke Stone. We'll get you the starter Stone's numbers plus Swinks on the other side. It's a 7-1 lead for YD in the top of the 4th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Zero chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got a prayer Yes, and these are children are a gift. Thank you kindly for the lift. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Trucker gears his engine down. Says climb on up, son, I'm highway bound. Dashboard picture of a pretty girl. I'm riding high on top of the world.
Top of the fourth on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. A 7-1 Yarmouth-Dennis lead, and it's a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen for the A's to bring on the left-hander Josh Swink. Lefty from Liberty, making his 8th appearance this year, a team low 1.06 ERA. He comes in with runners on first and second and faces the 9th batter of the frame. It's A.J. Nessler from the left side. Swink steps off and fires to first before any pitch, and the runner is back in time. It's Hakopian at second base and Briseño at first. Both of them had singles. Part of 9 hits that Duke Stone gave up today. The starter went 3 1/3, allowing 9 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's allowed 7 earned and responsible for the 2 runners on. First pitch, upstairs, 1-0. Swink has not pitched since the All-Star game against Yarmouth-Dennis, rather at Yarmouth-Dennis, on the 19th. That was 6 days ago. Here's the 1-0, fastball well high. Jackson extends the left arm to snag it. It's 2-0. Jake, this is a very interesting spot to bring in Swink, who has been your best reliever all season, especially when Dennis Cook has said this is starting to be treated like a major league bullpen. Certain guys in certain spots. 2-0 pitch, fastball above the zone just by a tad. It's 3-0.
I mean, just based off of the numbers, Swink would be a back end of the bullpen guy in a quote-unquote traditional bullpen. He's been Chatham's best pitcher by numbers, a 1.06 ERA in 17 innings entering this outing.
He's only walked 2 in those 17 as well, but now a 3-0. Fastball called strike on the low outside corner. It's 3-1.
Now, granted, it's been quite a while since he pitched. Well over a week when you take away that 1 inning he pitched in the Cape League All-Star game.
An All-Star game where you don't go full tilt. 3-1, fastball, hit in the air, out to right field. Stallman trots in, and he makes the catch on a dive. Reed Stallman, a Superman grab in right, holds runners at first and second. And Josh Swink tips his cap for the second out in the top of the fourth. Stallman waited back on it for a second. It lofted out into right. And as he sprinted in on it, caught it just inches before it hit the ground. Extended both arms out to snag it. Brings up Jace Tarnish. First pitch, fastball high and outside. It's 1-0. Tarnish bats for the second time this inning, so you can blow out a column in your scorebook. YD on top of Chatham. 7-1 in the top of the fourth. Runners on first and second, and 2 gone. 1-0. Fastball called strike. Tarnish checked his swing, but Matt Cain behind the dish says that's a strike either way. It's 1-1.
I'm going to have to ask you about that scorebook comment.
It's true. You shift everything over.
I don't do that.
Wow. I got to say, 1-1. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 2.
So when a guy comes up for the second time, like you cross out the 5 and write a 4, and then cross out the 6 and write a 5, and then cross out the 7
I do.
and write
I
a 6?
shift everything over.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the easiest way for me to maintain.
You don't need to do that. Just fill them into the next column.
I like to do that to make sure I cross out the numbers at the top. 1-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Swing comes in and gets 2 outs without either runner advancing. But it is a massive, massive frame for the Red Sox. YD picks up 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and leaves the 2 runners on base as they surge into a 7-1 lead on top of Chatham. Bottom of the 4th in just a moment, and all of the sudden, Chatham needs a whole lot of work. It sends Reed Stallman, Roman Martin, and Ashton Larson to the plate to face Schaefer. It's Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed, or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
It's the bottom of the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and Chatham trails Yarmouth-Dennis 7-1 at Veterans Field. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. A Chatham bar's in call to the bullpen for YD. The Red Sox bring on the 6'4", 190-pound right-hander Ty Baer from Kennesaw State to make his 5th appearance of the season. He faces the lefty Stallman to lead it off. First pitch from Baer is a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Baer enters today with a 15 ERA over 6 innings pitched. 6 walks and only 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball smashed right side rather, and foul slams off the netting in front of the Yarmouth-Dennis dugout. Stallman got every stitch of that pitch. Count runs to 1-1. After Stallman, it's Roman Martin and Ashton Larson. It's lefty, righty, lefty for the A's in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1, breaking ball, hit in the air, left side and foul. 1-2 on Stallman. In his only time up today, he worked a walk back in the 1st. Checks his bat towards the mound. Baer kicks and deals. Fastball off the plate away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stallman. It was a blow-up inning for Chatham back in the 4th. A 5-run frame for Yarmouth-Dennis, which separated this game by 6 runs. The 2-2 to Stallman. Breaking ball hit on the ground right side. Taken at second. Thrown on to first in time to get the runner. 1 gone. Baker had to call off the shortstop Briseño, who was playing directly behind second base and started his run in on it. But Baker was in significantly better position to make the play. His throw over nearly pulled Costello off the bag, but he stayed on, and it's 1 gone. 7-1 lead for Yarmouth-Dennis in the bottom of the 4th. Roman Martin bats from the right side against Baer. First pitch is a fastball high. Low 90s on the fastball from Bear. Tried to nibble around the edge against Stallman in the first plate appearance. 1-0, breaking ball downstairs. 2-0 on Roman Martin. Last night had an RBI single in the top of the first against Harwich, which gave the A's a little bit of momentum to begin the game. And then it was quickly squandered in a 12-1 run rule loss at White House Field. 2-0, breaking ball inside. 3-0 on Martin. The story of yesterday is a similar story to today. 1 run coming in the first where Chatham took the lead. It was on a Daniel Jackson solo shot. Since then, 7 straight for YD. 3-0, fastball inside, that's ball 4. The 7th walk in 6 innings pitched for the reliever Bear. And it puts Roman Martin aboard with 1 gone. That brings up Ashton Larson. Starts in the designated hitter spot today for the A's. Hasn't seen outfield action in quite some time now. Right on left the first pitch. Breaking ball down and in. He takes, and it's 1-0. Martin the runner at first with 1 gone. A 7-1 lead for YD in the bottom of the 4th. He's being held on by the first baseman Costello. 1-0, breaking ball. Ducks below the zone. Another 2-0 count. Martin's walk was a 4-pitch walk. And now it's 6 straight balls from Bayer. From the stretch, he fires. Fastball fouled off at the plate. Count runs to 2-1, and finally a strike thrown by the right-hander. Chatham needs to start winning games. This is not a good spot for the A's to be in right now. 2-1, fastball. Called strike on the bottom outside corner. Bayer back in the count at 2-2. Larson hunches over. 2-2, breaking ball, check swing. Did he go around? No swing on an appeal to Mike McStuddy, the third base umpire who's standing to the right side of second. Tough to ring a guy up from that spot, and the count runs full. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball low and away, and Larson fished after it. It's just the 3rd strikeout today for Chatham hitting, and it's the 2nd out in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Isaiah Lane, runner on first. 2 gone for Lane in the bottom of the 4th. Just trying to pull Chatham slightly closer. A 7-1 YD lead. Right on right, the first pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed. A hefty hack from Lane. He's down 0-1. Second on the team in RBIs with 15 on the season. He's done so rather quietly, but playing a loud shortstop. Bayer's 0-1. Breaking ball spoiled off. Fouled at the plate and lands right in front of the feet of Garrett Wright. Yarmouth-Dennis is starting catcher today. The sky has now gone dark at Veterans Field. A little outcropping over left center of blue sky beneath dark clouds, but nothing else. The 0-2 pitch to Lane. Breaking ball hit in the air down the right field line, tailing foul, and it lands just past the Yarmouth-Dennis bullpen. That sits down the right field line. Still 0-2 to Lane. Those dark clouds that loom overhead, similar to what we saw earlier today. This game could have been postponed. It was raining up until 30 minutes before game time. The field was soaking, but the decision was made to play it at 7. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high and out of the glove of Wright. It slams up against the netting. And Roman Martin has a free 90 feet. He heads up to second base on the wild pitch. Didn't look like Bear had any control on that fastball. Wright had the mask off as he went up to go grab it, knowing that one was likely not going to be caught. Now it's 1-2 to Lane with a runner on second, 2 gone. Here's the pitch. Fastball spoiled foul. Right side and out of play. Still 1-2. Only 2 hits today for Chatham. 1 run on 2 hits was the line of the last 2 games for the A's. Here's the 1-2. Fastball outside and gloved by Wright. Runs to 2 balls, 2 strikes. One run on 2 hits on Tuesday against Wareham. 1 run on 2 hits against Harwich last night. Both losses for Chatham. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball inside, and the count runs full. Lane has worked his way back and now gets a little bit of encouragement from this crowd. He's battled hard, and he'll see an 8th pitch of this at-bat. Bear deals. Breaking ball hit on the ground, left side, speared at third by Hakopian. Throws across the diamond, scoop at first, got him. Chris Hakopian snagged it down the left field line just past third base. Held his body stiff and then turned and rotated through a missile over to first and ended the frame. No runs for Chatham on no hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base for the A's. As we head to the 5th, it is a 7-1 lead for YD. The Red Sox with a chance to add more when we return. The lefty Swink comes back as the A's trail. It's 7-1 YD on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Top 5 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and a 7-1 lead for Yarmouth-Dennis over Chatham with Jake Klein. I'm Hudson Ridley. Will Baker to lead it off for YD in the inning. It's Baker, Costello in right, left, right, and 7, 8, and 9. They face the lefty Swink, who came on to record the final 2 outs of a big top of the 4th for YD. The Red Sox put up 5 in that frame. Left on left, Swink's first pitch. Fastball upstairs. A ball and no strikes. Swink getting his first action in well over a week at this point. 1-0. Breaking ball, called strike. Right down the heart of the plate on Baker. 1-1. Baker from Australia's Gold Coast. Only member on either team from down under. 1-1. Breaking ball. Called strike. Baker can't believe it as he lifted up the legs and stepped out of the lefty box. It looked like a tremendous frame on a breaking ball low from Daniel Jackson. He has not had many starts at catcher this year, but when he has, he's been stellar. Already thrown out a runner today. 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Swink with back-to-back strikeouts. This one begins the top of the 5th inning. As Baker set down on strikes, it makes way for Nick Costello. Daniel Jackson in the catcher spot has gotten some heavy praise this season from the coaching staff as well. When a few major leaguers needed to throw bullpens, assistant coach Brett Doe says they needed a catcher on an off day. Daniel Jackson came in and those major leaguers raved about it. Left on left with Costello. First pitch. Fastball upstairs. And Jackson gloves it. Fires back to the mound. Not to mention he's done well in other aspects. 10 steals. That leads the team. 4 home runs, including one today. That also leads the team. 1-0. Fastball spoiled back to the screen. 1-1. He's got 2 hits today. Those are the only 2 hits for Chatham. A solo shot in the first and a double in the third. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for the A's. It is 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike. Swing slows it down to 75 miles an hour on the curve, and it's 1-2. Costello bats with 1 gone and nobody on. Leans back in his stance. Large bend at the knees as Jackson sets up outside. 1-2. Fastball downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swink looks in for the signs. Comes set at the belt. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball popped up and foul. Goes over the top of the press box, offset to the third base side, just behind home plate. Swink's pitch count nearing 20 in the relief appearance. Sits at 18 ahead of a 19th pitch. This one to Nick Costello in a 2-2 count. He has 5 seconds on the clock to fire. Does with 2. The 2-2 high and in. Costello wide-eyed, watch it pass by his face, and the count runs full. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike 3. That is now 3 straight strikeouts for Josh Swink, and there's 2 gone in the top of the 5th. Jake, you have a check on Major League scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Phillies and Yankees are tied at 2 in the middle of the 6th. Yankees had a 2-0 lead in that one before Kyle Schwarber, a former Wareham Gateman, hit his 1,000th career hit, a 2-run homer that tied it up at 2.
Wow, what a way to get 1,000 on a home run. Left on right with the catcher Garrett Wright. First pitch, breaking ball away and goes past the glove of Jackson to the backstop. It's 1-0.
Toronto continues to roll. Detroit continues to struggle. 6-1, the Blue Jays lead the Tigers in the top of the 6th. Reds up 3-2 on the Rays. South side against North side tonight. White Sox 5, Cubs nothing in the 4th.
Ooh, that's not great. 1-0, fastball. Cut on and tipped into the mitt of Jackson. 1-1.
The Dodgers lead the Red Sox 3-2 at Fenway Park, where the concessions employees have gone on strike.
Wow. For the whole series?
I think until a determined date.
Hit deep to right center field. Freeman goes over in the right center field gap, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Hate to cut you off about the concessions, but a few more important things going on. Josh Swink works a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody reaching base for the Red Sox. Still a 7-1 lead for YD as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. It's Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, Sports Radio
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Seven-1 your score. YD on top of Chatham as we head to the bottom of the fifth. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. 8-9-1 to the plate for Chatham. It's Jake Hanley, Trace Mazan, and Jackson Freeman. They face the right-hander Bear on for his second inning. Right on left with Hanley. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball, high. Ball one. Hanley 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. 1-0, fastball smoked left side and foul. Off the netting in front of Chatham's dugout on the third base side. Reed Stallman leapt up in the air as to avoid the ball, and then it slammed off the netting in front of him, and he had nothing to worry about. Roman Martin goes and tracks down the ball and gives it to Stallman, who kisses it twice and getting tossed down the line, perhaps a rally cry. 1-1, fastball called strike. 1-2. Jake, I can't help but think that we were left on a cliffhanger in the last inning.
We were discussing the Red Sox concession employee strike.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball down and away, 2-2. And that does not mean the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. This is the Boston Red Sox, who have plenty of concession employees. So I wouldn't imagine there would be a problem there.
No. They are striking to begin with this homestand against the Dodgers. At minimum, this homestand.
Ah, I see. 2-2. Fastball outside, and Hanley works a full count.
The union, which is for the Aramark concession workers, says, we know the tickets are expensive. We're not asking you to stay away from games. We are asking you not to buy concessions.
Payoff pitch, breaking ball. Hanley checks his swing. He goes around. Ball gets away from the catcher right into the backstop. Hanley reaches on a strikeout. Drop strike 3. He moves up the line. It's his second K today, but the leadoff man is aboard for the A's. Chatham still trails YD 7-1 in the bottom of the fifth. So for this homestand,
which is a big one.
This is the biggest one, which you'd have to imagine this is why.
No purchase of pretzels, pickles, or peanuts inside the ballpark during the homestand.
Wow. That's a great line. It's Mazan from the right side. First pitch, breaking ball, high, ball one.
I don't know anyone who's planning on purchasing pickles at Fenway Park, but that's the union statement.
I was wondering. There can't be another P they could have replaced that with? Pickoff move to first, sails over the head of Costello at first. Hanley charges up to second. He's gunning for third. Fielded in right field. The throw over escapes Hakopian and over to the left side up against the netting. Hanley rounds third and comes in to score. Just pitches after Jake Hanley reaches on a strikeout. Back-to-back errors bring him in from first base, and it is 7-2 YD on top of Chatham in the bottom of the fifth. Boy, that was a mess.
Wow.
First, it was a pickoff move attempted to first base. Bayer spun around and just airmailed Costello at first. Then it was fielded by Baker in right, and his throw was wide. 1-0, lofted directly at Briseño at short. He gloves it for for out number 1. One of the weaker lineouts you'll ever see. And that flips over the lineup for Jackson Freeman. The A's with a run for the first time since the first. It's 7-2 YD. 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. Right on left with Freeman. First pitch. Fastball. He checks his swing. Appeal down to third. No swing, says Mike McStudy at third. 1-0. Infield playing, Freeman to pull. Hakopian, the third baseman, shifted all the way over to the shortstop spot. Briseño at short, plays behind second. 1-0. Breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. The second baseman, Baker, fully with both feet on the grass. He's retreating even further beyond the dirt. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball, chopped on the ground right side. Goes past the pitcher, the flip to the pitcher covering in time. Bayer went over to field it, as it was kind of a you get it, I get it situation. Costello calls him off and charges at the last second. Bayer made a very quick diversion over to first base, and the underhand flip retires Freeman. That's the second out of the bottom of the 5th. 7-2. Chatham on top of Yarmouth-Dennis. Rather, other way around. First pitch to Daniel Jackson. Breaking ball low, 1-0. Chatham is, in fact, not on top of Yarmouth-Dennis. 7-2 YD lead, thanks to a big 4th inning. 5 runs coming across in that frame against the starter Duke Stone. The 1-0. Breaking ball low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Jake, it appears you have something else on this.
Yeah, there's one more important thing I think worth saying about the Red Sox, Boston Red Sox concessions employees strike.
But first, the 2-0. Fastball hits Jackson. Rather, goes off the nub of his bat. He tried to check his swing, and then it hit the handle of his bat and ricocheted foul, so it's 2-1.
The one additional note, the Red Sox say they were not involved in negotiations. This is employees against Aramark, the company.
2-1. Fastball hit on the ground, left side. Tough hop at short, it's fielded. Throw to first. Jackson beats it out. It goes under the glove of Costello and out of play. Jackson is awarded second base, as it's a single for Daniel Jackson.
And that puts him a triple away from the cycle.
It sure does. Has yet to hit a triple this season. He has all 3 Chatham hits today. A home run in the first, a double in the third, and a single in the 5th. Mathematically, that means a triple in the 7th if everything goes well. But again, that's math, and baseball does not follow those rules. Chase Fralick at the dish. Bats with a runner on second and 2 gone. First pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball high and away. It's 1-0. 7-2. Yarmouth-Dennis on top of Chatham in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch. Breaking ball outside. 2-0. Wins at this point are at a premium for Chatham. The A's sit 3 points back of Orleans for a playoff spot in the East Division. And if Chatham can't win today, it needs Orleans to keep on losing. We'll have a check of Cape League scores in the next half inning, so stick around. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball fouled off the plate and into the ribs of Fralick. It's 2-1 as he walks out of the box and stretches his left side. It bounced directly up into him. A sharp foul off of the left side of his body. Takes his time and now stands back in the box. Left foot in front of right as he stands in. It's a 2-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air, left side. Dowd races over. It's over the top of his head and rolls up against the wall. Jackson in to score. It's a RBI double for Chase Fralick. Just the 4th hit of the day for the A's. But it brings Chatham one closer. 7-3. YD still in front in the bottom of the 5th. Dowd initially came in on it in left center field, realized his mistake, flipped around, made a beeline for the outfield wall, and then as the ball trailed over his head, he flailed his arms in the air, trying to jump up and at least make contact with the ball, and he couldn't do so. Chatham slowly making its way back, and now Yarmouth-Dennis manager Scott Pickler has emerged from the first base dugout. He gives the point down the right field line, and the day is done for Bear. It's a new right-hander when we come back. Still a 7-3 lead for YD, but Chatham getting a lot closer. It'll be a runner on second in Freilich after the RBI double, and Reed Stallman, the lefty, at the plate when we return. It's Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday. Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good. Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Well, don't you come back no more. What you said? Don't you come back no more. I didn't understand you. Don't you come back no more. You can't mean that.
Welcome back into Veterans Field. It's the bottom of the 5th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. A 7-3 lead for Yarmouth-Dennis, and now the day is done for Ty Bear as YD makes a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen to bring on the right-hander Noah Bentley. 6'1", 190 pounds from Weatherford Junior College. He makes his 3rd appearance on the Cape League season with an ERA of 12.27. 2 walks to 2 strikeouts. He picks up a runner on second base. It's Chase Freilich after his RBI double made it a 7-3 game. Reed Stallman stands in from the left side. Bentley comes set and deals. Breaking ball, low, ball 1. 74 miles an hour on the curveball from the righty to begin the at-bat with Stallman. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk in the first. The 1-0, fastball, called strike. Stallman froze for a second as that pitch seemed to travel up and in. There was no attempt from Garrett Wright to even frame it. He just let it go. 1-1, breaking ball in the dirt. Stallman started the hands but held back. 2 balls and a strike. Runner on second with 2 gone. YD on top 7-3. Bottom 5. 2-1 pitch. Fastball smoked. Left side, it's down. Freilich gets the windmill at third. It gets past Nessler in left field. Freilich scores. The throw to second, cut off in the outfield. It's a 3-run frame for the A's as Stallman brings in Chase Fralick, and it is 7-4 YD on top, and Chatham chipping away. When the bats heat up, they heat up in a big way. 3 base hits in the inning for Chatham. A team who came into this frame with only 2 beforehand. Stallman up to second off of the error. It's Roman Martin from the right side. First pitch, fastball, off the plate away. A ball and no strikes. It dribbled out into left field, a very easy play for A.J. Nessler, who stuck the glove down, and then it just rolled right by him.
Just overran it by a foot or so.
Here's the 1-0 to Martin. Fastball called a strike. 1-1. 4 errors for the Red Sox today. They're putting up numbers all over the place. 7 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors.
All errors in this half inning.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball hit in the air right side and foul. Bentley a strike away from getting out of what has been a bad inning for YD. Glove at the chest. His 1-2 pitch. Fastball high. Martin takes it at the eyes. 2-2. Earlier today, he had to adjust his glasses on a few different plate appearances. He's the only member of this Chatham order that wears glasses, not his sunglasses, but just prescription glasses. 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Martin K's to leave a runner in scoring position. But Chatham starting to claw back in this ballgame. The A's put up 3 runs, coming on 3 base hits. 4 errors by YD, and a runner left on base. Still plenty more baseball to go as we head to the top of the 6th. It's the top of the order for YD. Dowd, Archimone, and Hakopian when we come back.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. To that voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till
Top of the 6th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and all of a sudden, it's a new-looking ball game. 7-4 YD in front of Chatham after the A's plate 3 in the bottom of the 5th. It's Josh Swink on for a 3rd inning of work out of the pen. He faces the top of the Yarmouth-Dennis order. Braden Dowd, Jack Archimone, and Chris Hakopian. Dowd from the left side to lead it off. Swink's first pitch. Fastball hit in the air to right center field, and that's down. It's a leadoff base hit as Dowd takes a long turnaround first and has to scamper back in. The throw goes into second, and it's a first pitch swinging leadoff single for Braden Dowd. The 10th hit today for YD. Just the first charged against Swink. He came in with Stone allowing the first 9, also giving up 7 runs. Since then, Swink hasn't allowed a base runner till that point. First pitch to the lefty, Archimone. Breaking ball down and away. It's 1-0. He's done it so far on just 25 pitches. And in that span has struck out 3. Here's the 1-0. First, a pickoff move to first base. No tag from Frelick. Dowd back in standing. Archimone is 1 for 3. He struck out in the first and second innings, but then knocked a single in the 4th. Here's the 1-0. Fastball called a strike on the outer half. A dart from Josh Swink, and it freezes Archimone. Ahead of the 1-1, Jake, you have a check at the Cape League scoreboard, presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
In the West, Cotuit leads Wareham 2-0, bottom 8.
Pickoff move to first. Dowd back in time standing.
Also, Hyannis is absolutely slaughtering Bourne. 12-0 now in the bottom of the 6th. Harborhawks tack on as I say that.
That offense is coming to life late in the season. Ebbs and flows of Hyannis this year. 1-1 and another pickoff move first. This time a lot quicker, and Dowd back in time. No tag from Frelick on any of the 3 pickoff moves tossed by Swink.
And Chatham visits McKeon Park tomorrow.
Harborhawks are climbing up those standings in the West Division. Division that's even tighter packed than the East. 1-1. Fastball. Called strike. Just underneath the Red Sox letters on the chest of Archimone. 1-2.
Brewster up 5-0 on Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field. Brewster trying to win 2 games in Falmouth for the first time since 2012.
Wow. Jake, what were you doing in 2012?
I can't remember.
Another pickoff move, a 4th one with no tag applied. Dowd back in safe. Would have been 8 years old.
Yeah, I wonder if that was Aaron Judge's year in Brewster.
Was drafted in 2013. So very possible.
Be.
Swink's 1-2 will have to wait. A 5th pickoff move, and yet again no tag, as Dowd is all in his head.
Indeed, that was Aaron Judge's year in Brewster.
Wow.
2012.
So if they pull it off, does that mean there's an Aaron Judge on this Brewster team?
Who knows?
1-2, runner takes off. Pitches a ball, the throw down, skips in the dirt, the tag applied, not in time. Archimone slides in safely, head first. And it's a stolen base, rather Dowd. And after 5 pickoff moves attempted, it ends up as a steal for Yarmouth-Dennis and puts a runner in scoring position. Nobody gone. Already a 7-4 lead for YD. It's a 2-2 count to Jack Archimone. Here's the pitch. Popped up and foul off to the left side. Still 2-2. 3 runs scored for the A's in the bottom of the 5th inning to make this game a whole lot closer.
It's within striking distance.
It certainly is if Swink can keep on working scoreless innings. 2-2, fastball up and in. Count runs full on Archimone.
Okay, it's time to reveal the big scorer in the Cape League that everyone's waiting for.
Yes, all right, I'll hold my breath. Drum roll. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Bottom of the 9th at Eldridge Park, Harwich leads Orleans 2-1.
Ooh, nice. Okay, still plenty of time. 3-2, fastball down and away. That is ball 4. And after 20 innings of work, just the 3rd walk tossed by Josh Swink on the Cape League season as Archimone heads to first. Dowd had already stolen second base, so it's runners on first and second with nobody gone. YD on top of Chatham 7-4 in the top of the 6th. And Chris Sakopian, who is 3 for 3 today, stands in from the right side.
And in Orleans, the Firebirds have the game-tying run on 3rd and the game-winning run on 2nd with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th.
Uh-oh. We will keep you updated on that. Left on right the first pitch. Fastball smoked down the left field line and foul. Had plenty of pop behind it, but could not keep it between the foul poles. It's 0-1. This is a big spot for Chatham. I would not encourage leaving this broadcast. Just pull it up on your phone. More important things going on here. It's an 0-1 count to Chris Hakopian. Swing steps off, throws a low ball over to the feet of Mazan, who just buzzes the tower past the runner at second. No tag on Dowd. Just one base hit right now for Orleans could put the Firebirds 5 points clear of Chatham. 0-1. Fastball below the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
In Orleans, Dawson Bryce K's.
That's
1
big.
out.
That is big. Back at Veterans Field, it's a 1-1 to Hakopian. Fastball hit in the air. High arcing ball down the right field line. Into foul ground, and it lands foul. Stallman gave chase. He was joined by Freilich. The two converged on the warning track, just in front of a row of bleachers off to the right of Veterans Field. And it bounced right in front of the two and caromed out of play. Count runs to 1 and 2. Runners on first and second for Hakopian. Nobody gone in the top of the 6th. YD a 7-4 lead over Chatham. He twirls the bat in the right-handed box. His stance now much more widened as he chokes up on the bat. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and tipped to the backstop. Count remains 1 and 2. A very high fastball from Swink elicits a swing from Hakopian, just trying to protect. He has 3 of YD's 10 hits today. Swink deals. Fastball chopped on the ground to short. Flipped to second for 1 in time, and Mazun swallows a throw over to first. It puts runners on the corners, and now 1 gone. Dowd advances up to third base, and it puts Hakopian on first. He reaches on the fielder's choice. It was a nice play by Lane at short to get to that ball, and he had a on-target underhand flip out of the glove to Mazan, who was on the bag, but wisely decided to swallow the throw. Hakopian had him beat down the first base line. It's Armando Briseño from the right side. Swing deals. Fastball cut on and missed. Blew it by him at 88. It's 0-1. He bats with runners on the corners and 1 gone. Briseño, who is 1 for 2 today. His lone hit, a single back in the 4th to drive in a run. Pickoff move to first. Hakopian back in time standing. Duke Stone tossed 6 pickoff attempts to Hakopian when he was standing on first base back in the 3rd inning. He did attempt to steal for the 8th time this season, running down to second base, and Daniel Jackson threw him out. 0-1, fastball high. A ball and a strike. The lefty Swink has his back turned to the runner Dowd at third, who has been taking large leadoffs at third base. He meanders his way down the line, shuffling towards the plate again. 1-1, fastball hit in the air. Shallow left center field. Freeman races in from center. His hat falls off and he makes the grab. Runner tagged from third. The throw in just late. Dowd poofs up dust as he slides in safely and tacks 1 more on for the Red Sox. It's 8-4 YD in the top of the 6th. And the streak of 3 straight runs for the A's is snapped.
That's far too shallow a fly ball for Chatham to be allowing a run to score on. Freeman was probably only 20, 30 feet into the outfield and just threw a low skipper that kicked up off the back of the mound.
He is not a natural center fielder. Has played there since the departure of Henry Ford after 20 games. He played a majority in center. Freeman was over in right, where he plays during the year at Northwestern. First pitch to A.J. Nessler. Breaking ball high, 1-0. Nessler from the left side. Bats with a runner on first. It's Hakopian. 2 gone in the inning. Swing set. Here's the 1-0. Fastball. Called a strike on the outside edge, 1-1. Sky is now completely black at Veterans Field. The light towers, which have been on since pregame, now doing their toughest work of the night to keep this place lit up. 1-1. Breaking ball catches the bottom outside corner, and it's 1-2. One and 2 to the batter, Nessler. 2 gone and a runner on first. Swing deals. Fastball downstairs. 2-2. And Jake.
Wow.
A massive occurrence in the Orleans game.
Orleans just left the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning and loses 2-1 to Harwich.
Big news for A's fans. Here's the 2-2. Fastball hit on the ground. Over to Mazan. He flips the short way to second. Lane steps on the bag and ends the frame. YD adds a little bit more insurance as we roll on in this ball game. It's 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left on base for the Red Sox. When we come back, it is the bottom of the 6th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Larson and Lane to the plate, followed by Hanley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Jackson Freeman from Northwestern University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning at Veterans Field. It's an 8-4 Yarmouth-Dennis lead. With Jake Klein to my left, I'm Hudson Ridley. Ashton Larson leads things off. He's followed by Isaiah Lane and Jake Hanley. 6, 7, and 8 of the A's order to face Noah Bentley, the 3rd arm today for the Red Sox. Last time surrendering 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch, fastball, called strike at the knees, 0-1. Yet another big-time shift on the left-handed hitter. Everybody over to the right side playing him to pull. 0-1, fastball down and away. A ball and a strike. Hakopian in the shortstop spot. He usually plays at 3rd, and Briseño at 2nd. 1-1, cut on and missed. 1-2. Larson has played against many shifts this year as a left-handed hitter with mixed results. 1-2, breaking ball fouled off right side. Goes into the YD dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Bentley works quick. His 1-2 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Larson goes down swinging for the second time today. That's the second strikeout for Bentley, 5th today from the Chatham hitting staff. And it brings up Isaiah Lane with one gone. An 8-4 lead for YD in the bottom of the 6th. Lane stands in from the right side. Today he's 0 for 2 in his return to the lineup. First pitch fastball hit on the ground right side, scooped up at first, a flip to the pitcher covering, and he beats him to the bag. Costello at first base had to range halfway to second to make a grab on a bouncing ball, pulling him off of first. Bentley realized and bolted towards first. Costello turned in time to flip to him covering, and he beat Lane by a step to the bag. It's 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 6th, and it's Jake Hanley from the left side. First pitch, breaking ball, popped up, left side of the infield. It drops down and rolls past the third base line. Hanley safe at first with a single, as that ball, one of the weirder infield singles you will see. He floated it up no more than 15 feet in the air over towards the third base bag. Hakopian, who was playing to shift, played him to pull and was way out of position at third. It landed where he would have been standing and spun out over the left field line. It's a base hit for Hanley. First pitch to Mazan. Fastball called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. He bats with Hanley on first after the 2-out single. Chatham trails YD 8-4 in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 pitch, fastball spoiled backwards over the netting and out of play. 0-2. Mazan shuffles the feet back into the box. Did not get to face his teammate Bayer, the last pitcher on. 0-2, fastball down and away. Gloved by Wright, it's 1-2. Mazan and Bayer both played together at Weatherford Community College this past season. Now Mazan on his way to Coastal Carolina after the summer. 1-2 fastball hit in the air, loop to right, it's down for a base hit. Hanley stops at second base. He had a head of steam to make his way to third, but he's held up as Chatham plays it safe, and it's back-to-back base hits for the A's. That turns the lineup over for Jackson Freeman. 0 for 3 today. The tying run on deck for the A's. Chatham still trails 8-4 behind YD. Freeman in the left-handed box, waves the bat. First pitch, fastball skips in the dirt off the protector of right. He chases it down in foul territory on the right side and holds the runners. Quick reaction timing after the fastball spiked off the lower half of his protector and rolled away. Both Hanley and Mazan originally took off and had to be told to hold up once they were already full on running. It's a 1-0 to Freeman. Breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes on Jackson Freeman. Bentley from the windup works quick. From the stretch, takes much more time. His 2-0, fastball low. 3 balls and no strikes on Freeman. He only would use 4 to 5 seconds to fire when he was going from the windup, and now from the stretch, he's taking it down to 8-7 seconds left. 3-0, fastball called a strike. Freeman took all the way. It's 3-1. Mazan on first, Hanley on second. 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. 3-1, fastball cut on and missed. Kind of a slow, delayed swing from Freeman. Didn't look like he put everything behind it. The count runs full with 2 gone.
Way behind on 92.
Runners will go on the pitch. Here it is. Fastball hit on the ground, right side through for a base hit. Hanley rounds third. He's in to score. Mazan held up at third base, and the A's are still in this thing. 8-5 the YD lead in the bottom of the 6th. It is an RBI single for Jackson Freeman as he scores Hanley from second. Situational hitting. Ground ball to the right side, and it got through. Mazan goes up to third, Freeman on first. It's runners on the corners for Daniel Jackson. And now Yarmouth-Dennis's pitching coach emerges to have a word with Noah Bentley.
That ground ball by Freeman is the second ball in play this inning for Chatham that would have been a routine out had Yarmouth-Dennis been in a normal defensive alignment. You had the blooper to the left side by Hanley. That would have been the easiest catch in the world if there was a normal third baseman playing home. And then you have Freeman who hits one up the middle, and I put that in air quotes. If the defense was aligned normally, that's an easy play for the second baseman, a step or two to his right.
And you'd have to imagine Dennis Cook right now is beaming with pride. He's worked against shifts all year, especially against YD and Orleans, the two main culprits. And today, the A's have beat the YD shift for 5 runs. 8-5 YD leads. It's runners on the corners for Daniel Jackson. He sits a triple away from the cycle. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. Jackson holds back. It's 0-1. He represents the tying run. The 0-1 fastball, called a strike on the outer edge. And Jackson smirks as he backpedals out of the box. Staring daggers at Matt Cain, who called that a strike on the outer half. Here's the 0-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. A high leverage at bat for Daniel Jackson, but it ends in a strikeout. The A's push a run across to keep in competition. It's 1 run on 3 Chatham hits. No errors, and the 2 runners left on base. After 6 innings, it is 8-5 YD. We head to the 7th inning where it's Tarnish, Baker, and Costello to face Swink on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America. Sun going down.
We've made it to the 7th under the lights at Veterans Field with an 8-5 Yarmouth-Dennis lead. Josh Swink on for a 4th inning. He faces the right-handed hitting Chase Tarnish to lead off the frame, with Will Baker and Nick Costello to follow. The first pitch from Swink, fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. Back and forth we go. Chatham hasn't had the lead since the 1st, but has outscored YD 4-1 since the 5th inning. 0-1. Breaking ball tapped on the ground and foul to the brick backstop. 0-2 on Tarnish. The good news for Chatham, just like last night, if you don't pull out this one, Orleans is still just 3 points away. Tonight, it was in miraculous fashion. Orleans left the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. 0-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes to Jay Starnish. He Ks for the second time today. Both of them against the reliever Swink. And it makes way for Will Baker with 1 gone. 8-5 lead for YD. Yarmouth-Dennis has done it on 10 hits, but surrendered 4 errors, all of them coming in the 5th inning. Chatham, on the other hand, 8 hits, no errors. Will Baker from the left side. First pitch from Swink. Fastball hit in the air, shallow left center field. Hanley comes in, and it drops. Dies on a hard bounce off the grass. Throw in holds the runner Baker at first base. That's a 1-out single for Will Baker, his 2nd base knock today. It was lofted out into left center. Freeman got a fine break on it from center field, and same with Jake Hanley in left. Even Isaiah Lane coming out from short, and it dropped in between the 3 of them, right in the Bermuda Triangle. With 1 gone and a runner on first, it's a pinch hitter. Dean Carpentier makes his way in. The all-star first baseman for Yarmouth-Dennis bats with 1 gone and a runner on first. Chatham's middle infield ready to turn 2. Swink picks off, and Baker back in time standing. Got back to first in a manner that I could only describe as skedaddling. Hands up in the air, helmet nearly falling off as his hips waggled from side to side. An interesting stride. First pitch to Carpentier, outside. Breaking ball at 86 from Swink, and it's 1-0. 8-5 YD lead, top of the 7th. Carpentier ticks the bat off the shoulder. 1-0. Fastball, cold strike on the outer half. A ball and a strike. There is a left-hander up in the Yarmouth-Dennis pen. Chatham right now with no movement. Pickoff move to first. Baker back in time standing. That was not a one-off. He had the same motion that time as Swink went to go get him. Unsuccessful on 2 pickoff moves to Baker. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. YD at the top of the Eastern Division in a tie with Harwich just an hour ago. Harwich got a 2-point lead now. 2-1 fastball. Catches the inside edge. It's 2-2. The reliever up and warming is Chris Downs, lefty from Cal Poly. It's 2-2 at the plate to Carpentier. Swink, pickoff move to first. No tag. Baker back in time. Stares in at the catcher Jackson and comes set at the belt. Another pickoff move. Yet another successful walk back in at this point from Will Baker. You can pick off in this league more than 3 times. Pitchers certainly take advantage of that. 2-2 pitch. Fastball smoked left side. It gets down the line and foul. Boy, that was awfully close. Had that ball stayed fair, the run certainly would have scored from first. It made a beeline all the way to the corner and landed in the A's bullpen. Still 2-2 to Carpentier. The pitch, breaking ball, popped up right side of the infield. Mazan over, called off by Freilich, and he makes the grab just feet from the first base bag. That is the second out in the top of the 7th. Mazan came all the way over from second base, right in the airspace of Freilich, who instantly had to call him off and say, "This is right at me. I got this." Sends Mazan back to second and leaves the runner on first base with 2 gone. An unsuccessful pinch hit appearance for Dean Carpentier. Brings up Garrett Wright, the catcher from the right side. The first pitch, fastball drilled left side and gloved by Lane at short. Ranging over to his right, he went into a jog, made the grab on the run, and has continued his run all the way back to the third base side dugout. The inning is over. 8-5, YD still in front as the Red Sox go no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and leave the runner on base. It's the 7th inning stretch from Veterans Field, so it's time for the always exciting paragon of pronunciation, Dr. Peter Burns.
All right, here we go. Hey. We've got the list right here from Atlee. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Millie, Gwynn, Derek, Wiley, Logan, Everett, Moira, Ben, Luke, William, Pearson, Richard, Logan, Maggie, Maeve, John, Jeffrey, Kira, Charlie, Tanner. Who'd I miss? What's your name? All right. Are you ready? Okay, on 3. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports radio, play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts. Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never go back. 'Cause there's a root for the home team. And if I don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause there's a 1, 2, or 3 strikes to out at the old ball game. Yeah.
7th inning stretch at Veterans Field is over with. That was a fun one. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. It's an 8-5 YD lead as we make our way to the bottom of the 7th. And it's a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for YD. The 4th arm today is the lefty Chris Downs from Cal Poly to make his 7th appearance on the season. He faces the left-handed hitting Chase Freilich to lead off the frame. First pitch, breaking ball, inside, ball 1. 3.27 ERA for Downs. 6 walks to 11 strikeouts. After Freilich, it's Stallman and Martin, lefty, lefty, righty. 1-0, breaking ball, smashed right side foul. Freilich flashing signs. Back to Reed Stallman in the on-deck circle. Puts up the 3 fingers with a circle in the middle, letting him know he's got a changeup. And he is right. Downs has a 3-pitch mix. It's a fastball, changeup, and slider. 1-1, fastball, high and in. Rather, the slider. It's 2-1. Freilich today, 1 for 3. Had a double back in the 5th. 2-1. Fastball called to strike. And Freilich seems to have known it right away. Slumped his shoulders as he slowly backed out of the left-handed box. Did not look happy with his take on that pitch. 2-2. Fastball off the plate. Just a bit inside on Freilich. Count runs full to the leadoff man in the bottom of the 7th. An 8-5 lead for YD. The payoff pitch. Fastball chopped on the ground right side. Fielded at first. Over to the bag himself. Carpentier takes it and steps on the bag for out number 1. Taylor Sanagorski arguing that Chris Hakopian had been pushed into the baseline by the pitcher covering and got in the way of Freilich running down the first base line. Dennis Cook wants to argue that as well. So he emerges from the dugout on the third base side and has a word with Jeff Merzell, the first base umpire, who runs all the way over and meets him on the third base line. Conversation is over. Dennis Cook does not say a word to Merzell as he turns away, hangs his head, and strides back to the dugout. Freilich in tow. 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. That brings up Reed Stallman from the left side.